Today I'm going to show you how to make your background pop with Pocket RGB lights. For demonstration purposes, I'm going to use two of these Vegim R70 Pocket RGB lights. They're small, bright, easy to use, and they have this adjustable arm thing to easily mount it on light stands, tripods, etc. I've made a video about these Pocket RGB lights. If you wanna watch the video, link would be up here. And also, I know that some of you don't have the budget to buy two of these lights or two Pocket RGB lights. I'm also going to show a couple of examples on what you can do with just using one light or one Pocket RGB light. So let's start. The easiest thing that we can do to make the background pop a little bit more is to simply shine light directly at the background. We can use either white light, tungsten light, or mixed RGB colors. Alright, so for this I'm going to position my lights directly behind my chair, so you won't be able to see the lights in the frame. I'm going to open two of the lights and I'm going to adjust the brightness to roughly about, I would say, maybe like 10%. And this looks so much better because now I have this circle of light behind me and it separates me more from the background, and also it makes the background pop a little bit more. Now let me show you how it looks with just using one light. Alright, I'm going to remove one light, put it aside here. And this is how it looks with just using one light. I think this is not bright enough, so I'm going to adjust the brightness a bit more, 20%, and this looks so much better. Again, as you can see, I have a circle here behind me, and it separates me more from the background. Also, if you like it more bright, you can put it to about 70-80%. Right now it's at 80%, and as you can see, it's really bright. Personally, I like the background a little bit more dark than myself. Now let me show you how it looks with using different RGB colors. So again, I'm going to position the lights right in the middle behind my chair, and I'm going to angle the lights so one light will be on the left side and the other one on the right side to have different colors on each side. And at the moment we have orange and pink or purple, it seems. And as you can see, you can get this kind of a look with RGB lights. I have one color on one side and another color on the other side. Makes the background pop and separates me more from the background. Now let me actually play with the colors. You can do something like that. Actually, it looks a little bit more purple now, at least on the screen. Basically, you get the idea. You can change it to any color that you want and customize it however you want. And if you don't have two RGB lights, you can also just use one and have one color in the background. So I'm going to turn off one light. Going to bring this light, and now I have just orange color. And by the way, if you're going to have a more neutral color on your wall, the RGB colors from your lights are going to look much more accurate than on my wall, because my wall is painted teal, and as soon as I splash color on this wall, the colors sometimes look a little bit off. That's why soon I want to paint this wall in dark gray to have much more of a neutral color. So I'll be able to mix lights, and so the colors will look much more accurate. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is to simply raise the ambient light in the background, but not like I did before by pointing one light or two lights at the background like that, because now you see I have this spot right behind me in the middle. I want to eliminate this spot and just have even light in the background, so you won't know exactly where the light source is coming from. And you can achieve that simply by bouncing light from the ceiling, or maybe from a window or something white, silver, or something like that. So let me show you exactly how I position my lights to get ambient light in the background. So it's very, very simple. Usually what I do is I put the lights as high as possible, because my light stands are not really tall. So now the light is pointing right at the ceiling, and I'm gonna do the same thing with the second light. Alright, so and this is how it looks like. As you can see, everything in the background is evenly lit, and it's very hard to say where the light source is coming from because I don't have any spots here in the middle, not on the side, you don't have any spots anywhere, so it's really hard to tell where the light source is coming from. And doing this kind of a setup is really good when you have lots of things in the background and you just want to raise the ambient light a little bit to make these things in the background more interesting. So let me put a couple of things in the background and show you exactly what I mean. Alright, so I just positioned my computer table on this side and this small little cabinet with this lamp on this side. And this is how the shot looks without using any ambient lighting. And now I'm going to turn on the lights. Okay, so this is how this shot looks with both of the lights turned on. And as you can see, the background at the moment is much brighter than before. And because of that, you can see the details in the background of the items in the background much better, like the plant, the computer, the table. In my personal opinion, it looks much better than before. And obviously you can also play with the brightness. So let me do that 1 second. You can adjust the brightness as you want to, or you can turn off one light and then turn on use just one light. Also, obviously you can change the colors. You can put it to different colors like blue and green. And this is how it looks when I'm using blue on this side and green on the other side. Next thing that you can do is to create a rim light from a practical light. So as you can see at the moment, behind me I have this lamp turned on and the color is yellow. I'm going to turn on my light and I'm going to go to tungsten yellow, something like that. I'm gonna put it somewhere here, like so. Okay, so now as you can see, I have a kicker light, a rim light on this side of my face, and probably what you're thinking is that the light source is coming from the lamp, but actually it's coming from another light here on the side that I positioned in the same color. Another thing that you can do is to create shadows in the background, and I do it a lot in my videos. Let me show you exactly what I mean. So I'm going to turn on the light. It's at 5600 Kelvin at about 24%. And I'm going to put it here beside the plant. I'm going to position it however I want to. And simply play with the shadows. As you can see, I can lower the light, bring it closer, further away. Alright, so as you can see, the shot at the moment looks much more interesting than before. Because I positioned the light directly at the plant and now I have these shadows in the background. It makes the background a little bit more interesting. You know, in the past, I was scared of shadows. I was thinking that shadows are not interesting, are bad. But now I actually really love shadows and I like to shine light at some object in the background to create a shape, to create interest in the background. And obviously you can use whatever item you want in the background and you can position the light however you want, and you can also use whatever color you want. So let me show how it looks with a different color. For example, blue to set up a certain mood. This is how blue looks like, and with the shadows just looks a little bit more interesting in my personal opinion. And by the way, one thing that I forgot to tell you is that this lamp is actually also an RGB light. As you can see, I can remove it. This is the Ulanzi VL49 pocket RGB light. Very small and compact, and I have these stickers on the back. I can also change the color. Let's put it at maybe like teal. Glue it back. And here I can put like red or something like this. Basically, you get the idea. You can do so many things with pocket lights. You can shape shadows or create shadows in the background to make it more interesting. You can add different colors if you have RGB lights, and you can do so many things with pocket RGB lights or pocket lights to make your background a little bit more interesting and to separate your subject a little bit more from the background.